Okay, guys, welcome back. Makebalo. Back today with another video. Today we'll be doing number pattern where we'll be doing calculating the unknowns, also doing some sum with the geometric here, and also the sum of infinity, and where we're doing the sum where they give us the sum, and then we need to calculate the number of terms. And we're going to do the geometric and the quadratic where you need to calculate the unknown. So the first question, which is question 2, they gave us the geometric series where we have 24 over x, and then plus 12 plus 6x, then plus 3x squared. And then our first question, which is 2.1.1, they say calculate the value of r, the common ratio, in terms of x. So they want the common ratio, which is r. How do we calculate r? We say t2 over t1. What is our term here? Our term that we have here, it's this one, which is 24 over x, which is our term 1. Then we have 12 here, which is our term 2, and then we have 6x here, which is term 3, and then we have 3x squared, which is term 4. Then to confirm our ratio that is the same, we're going to say also equals to term 3 over term 2. But they told us that is geometric, so we know that ratio has to be there, has to be the same between the two. Then what is our term 2? It's 12. Term 1, it's 24 over x, then equals 2. Term 3, what? It's 6x. Term 2, it's 12. Now from this side, since we have two division sign, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to say just 12, and this division sign here, I'm just going to put it here, and I'm just going to say 24 over x equals to this one. 6 divided by 12 is just 1 over 2x. So from here we also need to get to confirm that our ratio is the same, we need to get 1 over 2x. So it's just going to be 12, and then from here we change the division sign to a multiplication sign, and then this x goes at top, this 24 goes to the denominator, so it's going to be x over 24. Then this one is equal to 1 over x, 1 over 2x, and then numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. This 12 is over 1, so it's going to be 12 over 24 x, and then this is just going to give us 12 divided by 24 is just 1 over 2x. So it's just doing the algebra there, but our ratio is 1 over 2x. It's just the 1 mark. I was just confirming the 2 here. There was no need of doing the other one on the other side. And then now the second question, it's saying 2.1.2, determine the values of x for which the series is convergent. So we know the standard formula of the convergent, it's where you say -1 is less than our ratio, and then the ratio is less than 1. So our ratio here, which is r, we've already calculated our r, so it's just -1 into our r is just 1 over 2x, and then this is 1. Then our convergent, how do we gonna get our convergent? Is gonna cross multiply. We're gonna treat this as an equal sign, so this is gonna times this, and also this one is gonna times this. So 2 times -1 is just going to be -2. The sign comes back, we're left with x now here, and then this 2 times this one also is just going to be 2. Then we are done. This is the values of x for which the series is what is convergent. We've done this side. I'm just going to take my question paper to the other side, and then continuing with another question saying if the x now it's 4. Now we know that the x is 4. Since we know the x is 4, we're going to find our full series now. So it's going to say 24. We know x is 4, then we're going to put 4 here, and then plus 12, then plus 6. We know x is 4, put 4 here, and then plus 3, and then 4 squared. And then finding our series now, 24 over 4 is 6, then plus 12, 6 times 4 is 24, and then 3 into 4 squared, it's 48. So this is our series now, and then we need to find the sum. We know the series, the formula of calculating the sum of a geometric, it's a into Rn minus 1 all over Or minus 1. Sum of what? Of 15 terms. So 15 terms, which is n, which is gonna be our terms. We need 15 terms. Our a is the first term of our series. We know it is 6. R, since we know r was 1 over 2 x from here, now we know our x is 4, so it's 1 over 2 into 4, and then 1 over 2 times 4 is just 2. So our r is 2. Now substitute into our formula, we want a sum of 15. So first term is 6 into our r is 2. The sum of 15 is 15, and then minus 1, then all over our r is 2 minus 1. Take our calculator, substitute it 6 into 2 into 15. Don't forget these two brackets here, then minus 1, and then 2 minus 1, then the sum of 15 terms is just 1962202. This is the sum of our 15 terms. I hope everyone understands. Continue with 2.2, where they give us the sum of the infinity. They give us the sigma, which is this sign is for a sigma. Then this sign stands for that we need to calculate the sum. So now here at the top we have this sign stands for infinity. So what they want us to do here is to calculate the sum of infinity. So here, this thing that is here, usually our Tn, which is our formula. So this Tn, which is 6 into 2, then into negative n, we need to find at least 3 terms, so that after finding those 3 terms, we need to find r. Then, and another thing, guys, don't assume that that's 2, it's our r. Let's find these 3 terms. After finding these 3 terms, and then we find our r. Then T1 is going to be 6 into 2 into negative 1. And let's see what first term do we find. It's negative 1. Then we find 3, and then T2, substituting 2 here, it's gonna be 3 over 2, and then finding T3, substituting 3 here, it's gonna be 3 over 4, and then now we're finding our r. It's going to be t2 over t1, and then it's t3 over t2. Then our second term, which is 3 over 2 divided by t1 way 2, which is 3, equals to t3 way 2, which is 3 over 4. There's nothing here. It's 3 over 4 divided by t2 way 2, which is 3 over 2. Then you're saying 3 over 2 divided by 3, divided by 3, we're finding 1 over 2 equals to 3 over 4 divided by 3 over 2, we're finding 1 over 2. So you see guys, this and this is not the same. So if we assume that this 2 was our r, we're going to be wrong. Don't assume, find the 3 terms and find the ratio. Now the formula of the sum of infinity, it's saying a into 1 minus r, and then our a, which is our first term, it's 3 all over 1 minus, which is our r that we found, it's 1 over 2, and then punch our calculator. It's going to be 3 into 1 minus 1 over 2, which is 6. Then sum of infinity, where we were calculating here, is 6. Now let's continue and do 2.3, where now they give us the sum. They're telling us that the sum of the first nth term of this arithmetic series, they tell us it's arithmetic, very important term, arithmetic series. It's given by Sn minus n squared plus 8. They tell us that is arithmetic, but they don't give us the series, but they give us the sum of that arithmetic series, which is this one. And then they're telling us that calculate now the first 15 term. So how do you calculate? We just substitute from here, which is this is 2.3.1, so it's just going to be s of 15, then negative into 15 squared, then plus 8 into 15. Then we get our answer. Punch our calculator. It's negative 15 all squared, then plus 8 into 15. And our answer is just negative 105. This is we find the sum of the 15th term. And then 2.3.2, now they are saying let's calculate the T15, term number 15. How do we calculate this one now if we have this formula of the sum? There is this general formula where you're saying when you find the t of n, when you have a sum, is equals to s of n minus s of n minus 1. This is the formula that you need to know when we are calculating the t of whatever n that they need at that particular point. S of that n minus the n minus 1. So since we want t15 here, it's going to be t15, then s of that n, which is 15, minus s of n, which is n, this one, which is 15, and then minus 1, which is going to be 14. So sum of 15, we already found it, which is negative 105. And then minus, we don't have sum of 14, we need to find the sum of 14. So sum of 14 is just negative into 14 squared, and then plus 8 into 14, then it's negative 105, 105, then minus into negative 14 squared plus 8 into 14, then we get the negative 84. Punch calculator the all of this, it's just negative 105. Negative times negative is positive, so I'm just going to say plus 84. Then we get negative 21. This is how we find the number of terms of whatever particular term that they need at that particular point, if you have what the sum of something. 3, it's saying if the first term of the series is 7, which term of the series will have a value of negative 169? So if the first term of the series is 7, the first term, so that is T1, if it's 7, now T1 is equals to the sum of that first value, because that value is 1, so the sum of the first term of that value is the first term of that value. So now from here, just gonna find S2. Remember, to find S2, we know the formula of the sum. So the sum of the second term is just negative into 2 squared plus S into 2. Just punch your calculator, you find the sum of the second term. It's just 12. After finding this sum of the second term, now the following thing we need to find T2. I hope you are following. Finding the T2, how do you find the T2 since we have this formula of a sum? Now we know that sum of n, which is 2, minus sum of n minus 1, which is n, which is 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is just sum of the first term. So now S2, what is S2? We know S2 is what? It's 12. We know S1 it's what? It's 7. So it's 12 minus 7. 12 minus 7, it's what? It's 5. I hope you understand that one. Now we know that, remember, important, this is the arithmetic series. So arithmetic, we need the first term, which is A, which is what? Which is 7. We need D. How do you find D? D is T2 minus T1. What is T2? It's 12. What is T1? 7. 12 minus 7, it's what? T2, yes, T2 is 12 minus 7, it is 5. Something wrong with 5. No man, T2 it's 5. T2 it's 5, sorry. T2 is 5. 5 minus 7, then 5 minus 7, it's what? It's negative 2. Sorry about that mistake. Then from there, we know that the formula of the arithmetic is just A into n into n minus 1, A plus D into n minus 1. We know that TN2, they told us that is the value of negative 169. So it's negative 169 is equals to our A, which is 7, our D, it's negative 2. We are looking for n, so it's n minus 1. And it's negative 169 is equals to, remember guys, we are not going to say minus 7 minus 2 here. We don't. Please don't make that mistake. We first need to times by these 2 with this bracket. open this bracket by these two, so it's gonna be 7. This times this is just negative 2n. Then negative 2 times negative 1, positive. Negative times negative, it's positive, so it's gonna be positive 2. Then from there we group the like terms. We're gonna leave our negative 2n in this side. Then we're gonna add this 7 plus this 2, gonna give us 9. Gonna take that 9 to the other side, so it's gonna be negative 169. This 7 plus this 2, it's 9. Take that positive 9 to the other side, which is gonna be negative 9, so it's negative 2n. Now it's negative 169 minus 9, it's negative 178 into negative 2. We're looking for n, so we divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2, n cancels n, so then divided by negative 2, what do we find? We find 89. Which term of the series? This is the term of the series, will have the value of negative 169. Thank you so much. 8.3, it's saying if the first term of the series is 7, which term of the series will have a value of negative 169? So if the first term of the series is 7, the first term, so that is t1, if it's 7, now t1 is equals to the sum of that first value, because that value is 1, so the sum of the first term of that value is the first term of that value. So now from here, just gonna find S2. Remember, to find S2, we know the formula of the sum. So the sum of the second term is just negative into 2 squared plus s into 2. Just punch your calculator, you find the sum of the second term. It's just 12. After finding this sum of the second term, now the following thing we need to find t2. I hope you are following. Finding the t2, how do you find the t2 since we have this formula of a sum? Now we know that sum of n, which is 2, minus sum of n minus 1, which is n, which is 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is just sum of the first term. So now S2, what is S2? We know S2 is what? It's 12. We know S1 is what? It's 7. So it's 12 minus 7. 12 minus 7, it's what? It's 5. I hope we understand that one. Now we know that, remember, important, this is the arithmetic series. So arithmetic, we need the first term, which is a, which is what? Which is 7. We need d. How do you find d? D is t2 minus t1. What is t2? It's 12. What is t1? 7. 12 minus 7, it's what? t2 is t2 is 12 minus 7, it is 5. Something wrong with 5. No man, t2 it's 5. t2 it's 5, sorry, t2 is 5. 5 minus 7, then 5 minus 7, it's what? It's negative 2. Sorry about that mistake. Then from there we know that the formula of the arithmetic is just a into n into n minus 1, a plus d into n minus 1. We know that tn2, they told us that is the value of negative 169, so it's negative 1 69 is equals to our A, which is 7, our D it's -2. We are looking for n, so it's n minus 1, and it's -1. 69 is equals to, remember guys, we are not going to say minus 7 minus 2 here. We don't, please don't make that mistake. We first need to times by these two with this bracket, open this bracket by these two, so it's gonna be 7. This times this is just -2n, then -2 times -1, positive. Negative times negative, it's positive, so it's gonna be +2. Then from there we drop the like terms. We're gonna leave our -2n in this side, then we're gonna add this 7 plus this 2, gonna give us 9. Gonna take that 9 to the other side, so it's gonna be -169. This 7 plus this 2, it's 9. Take that positive 9 to the other side, so it's gonna be -9, so it's -2n. Now it's -169 minus 9 is -178 into -2. We're looking for n, so we divide by -2, divide by -2, n cancels n, so then divided by -2, what do we find? We find 89. Which term of the series? This is the term of the series. Will have the value of -169. Thank you so much.